Round three, team. Welcome back. If you didn't know, down below, that is Chase Militia Keebler.
What's up, guys?
I'm Rayfield Garrett, your host. If you've been here before, then you know. If you don't, you're about to find out. We are going to recap UFC 328, and then we're going to preview UFC Vegas. I believe it's 117. All right, so we're going to dive right in here, Chase.
Cool.
Khamzat Chimaev versus Sean Strickland. I had this one completely wrong, and you did not. So you go ahead and take the lead, buddy.
All right, so I like Sean in all these big pressure fights. Now, personally, the one thing I did not like is usually when he's starting to chirp and he gets like a little crazy, he's like going full Sean Strickland mode. It's usually a facade, and he doesn't give the best fights. Like when he talks about like Paulo Costa, I think that's a really good example where, oh, we're gonna go to war, we're gonna die from you guys, blah 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 blah. One of his worst performances, right? He got the win, but I was kind of expecting that and more of a that performance. If that happened, Khamzat kills him. He beats him like just decisionator. Gets out there and just stomps the dude. What we got though was kind of a middle ground where it's like we've seen a little bit of how he fought Izzy, and then also how he was with Costa. I think he was a little bit too hesitant on certain things because he's really worried about the takedown. And we seen that in the beginning, how the first round went. But whatever happened in Khamzat's camp, and this is just personal bias, I think the guy works really hard. I think he's one of the hardest working people you can go and like watch. He's with TJ Dillashaw's old like conditioning coach, and where Armin Sarukian's at right now. That's awesome. They're doing crazy stuff. They're really working out super hard, and they're breaking down the body. The problem is that when you're doing that over and over and over and over, number one, your weight cut's going to be worse because you're not having that recovery. You're putting so much beat down on your body that you're not giving the chance for that cardio even to be there, even though you might have some of the best cardio and you could push yourself and you're mentally tough, right? But you're starting to see it with his performances now. It's cool that you're working with this guy who's super tough and everything else. We know you're tough. You were undefeated going into this fight. You smashed people before, right? But ever since you started working with this guy, some reason your cardio has gotten worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. It's not gotten better. Even with you going up these weight classes, you don't see a better performance. And that being said, like, I'm not even going to really talk about the fight too much. I want to talk about Khamzat as a person itself before I even get into that. I think Khamzat, like, is drinking the Kool-Aid right now with this dude in particular, and he thinks that, hey, because I'm like this, because I performed so badly against Sean, and because my cardio was so bad, everybody heard him say, Dana, I want to go up to 205. That's not going to be your saving grace. If you already had worse cardio going into this fight, you think going up another weight class where you're having to carry more weight and you're going to be working out just as hard as you were is going to help you with your cardio? I'm telling you it's not. This is coming from experience. This is from a guy who was fighting at 170, just eating cheeseburgers, pizzas, and everything else. And now I have the proper size at 192 compared to where I was fighting 170 before, just cutting from 180, eating cheeseburgers the day before, or the week before, and then getting it compared to have that size now. When I had that size in the beginning and I really put on that mass at 192, and then I was going to train and everything else, I felt sluggish. I felt slow. I felt like I had no cardio. The man needs to figure out a proper cardio routine and how to recover properly and not trying to break himself like most MMA fighters do, or wrestlers in particular. I think that's a mindset that needs to go on the wayside, and they just need to start like properly training like professional athletes. That being said, Sean, great performance. I told everybody that I had a feeling he was going to win this fight, just from being able to strike on the outside and also being able to hand fight with the defense that he does have. He's not like a normal grappler because he has great grappling, but every time you see him get on the legs or somebody gets on his legs, he's immediately fighting with his hands. He's using that down blocking system, pushing on the head, pushing on the arms, and which helps him create space to get back up. So anybody who wants to watch breakdowns on him, just think about this. He's always using his hands and always trying to fight where the body is with the hands first. He's not immediately going into a sprawl, especially like a guy like Khamzat, who's getting to those doubles, getting to those singles, and just wrapping you up and immediately picking you up. We've seen him do it against Sean in the beginning of the fight, first round, gets to those legs, then gets to the body lock, immediately picks him up, slams him, right? We know that's going to happen. But the biggest thing is wearing on the guy, start framing, start pushing, and eventually getting back to the feet where we've seen him have a lot more success. That's my breakdown on it personally. I thought it was just basically game planning, wear the guy down, and start tearing him up as the rounds went through. And that's kind of what happened personally.
Yeah, I think you nailed everything, man. Chimaev came out like a storm in the first round.
Yeah.
Looked great. Looked like Chimaev. Came out in the second round. Strickland defended a takedown, and then Chimaev flopped to his back. Like he was literally about to lay down in bed. I've never seen anything like that before in a championship fight that early in the fight. I was baffled seeing that. I thought Sean was going to finish him at that point.
Yeah,
which I feel like he could have if he had turned it up on the feet almost at any point. Sean was way too passive in this fight. I feel like Sean could have got Chimaev out of there anytime he wanted to after the third round.
Right. And
that's just my opinion.
No,
Sean, he was dealing with a shoulder issue as well. So that's why he really wasn't throwing that right hand, which Joe Rogan did point out. So that is still a good eye for Joe Rogan. And I will slow it down for just 1 second. I appreciate everyone who's in the chat. Rayfield Garrett here, Chase down below me. We're just going to zip through this card and we're going to break down next week's card. Okay. So just keep rocking with us. Thank you. Drop a like, drop a comment, subscribe if you haven't. Appreciate all you. Back to the breakdown here. Third round comes around, and that's a round that universally was scored for Sean Strickland by the judges and all the fans. I think that was a toss-up round along with the following 2 rounds. I think it was Chimaev round 1, Sean Strickland round 2, and then it was just a toss-up for the rest of the fight.
Right.
The judges overall give it to Sean Strickland. I feel like he somewhat deserved the win. I wouldn't have been mad at a draw.
Yeah.
But hats off to Sean Strickland, man. I mean, he's now beaten Israel Adesanya as a huge underdog and Khamzat Chimaev as a huge underdog. So what I want to see now is Sean defend this belt. That's what I want to see. I want to see him get a title defense under his belt and kind of move forward. Not just give it back to Dricus if that's who he ends up fighting again. Right? So that's all I have on this one. Chase, you got anything else?
No, I think you nailed it on the head with those last little remarks. I think that basically covers everything in that fight.
Yeah. No, I mean, great fight overall. Do I think it was a championship level fight? No. I don't know if you feel the same way, Chase, but it did not seem like 2 guys in there fighting for a championship belt. It seemed like 2 guys who were friends.
Yeah.
And opening up the main card or like last fight on the prelim card. That's like the level that I saw, in my opinion.
Fair enough.
On to the next fight. Joshua Van versus Tatsuro Taira. This was round 3's most accurate call of the week, everybody. Yep. We had Josh Van winning in the 4th, 5th, or by decision. And that was going to happen regardless, I feel like, after the 3rd round. Taira showed some heart, and that guy is way tougher than I realized. Like, I wouldn't watch the Royval fight deeply before we got into this one, before this card started, I should say. And I'll tell you what, man, Taira, he almost got finished. Was it the 3rd round, Chase?
Yes. I think that's where
he was stumbling all over the place.
Yes, that's correct.
It might have been the second. But regardless, neither here nor there. I mean, Van looked like he was about to get him out of there with ease. And the fact that Taira terminated his way back, I mean, like a zombie in that next round. He got his second wind, and he was ready to fight, man.
Yeah.
And you see, he got doubled up on strikes. I mean, he's just not the striker that Van is. And that's the main reason I chose Van in this fight, is because I just didn't trust that he was going to be – I didn't trust that Tatsuro Taira was going to be able to get him to the ground and hold him down the way that a lot of people were expecting. I just didn't see it, and that's not really what happened. You see 8 for 21 on takedown attempts. And he did have 10 minutes of control time. Over 10 minutes of control time, which is very impressive in a 25-minute fight, right?
Right.
But, I mean, he didn't do much with it. There was not a lot of damage. He really was just kind of holding him in place. If he had him in the full mount numerous times, he kept going to that full mount and trying to kind of lace his legs up underneath him. And Van just kept getting that butterfly guard and elevating, shifting, wiggling out, So it was just great performance by Joshua Van. And he absolutely proved himself to the MMA community, to everybody, to the sports book who put him as an underdog, as a champion. It was kind of controversial I wouldn't even say controversial. I mean, it was just a weird way how he won the title, right? Pantoja breaking his arm. So paper champion, blah, blah, blah. He pulled out of the last fight. They were supposed to fight a month ago or so, and Van pulled out with an injury. So that added more fuel to the fire. Oh, he's scared. No, man, you saw it. Fearless is the nickname, and it's for a very good reason. So hats off to Joshua Van. I am so excited to see who he fights next. I hope they just shelf him till Pantoja. I think that's the best move. So that's all I got. I'm very, very happy because I'm a Joshua Van fan. I'm definitely a fan of his, and more so than just an analyst. So this was a lot for me, this fight. I was really happy to see him win. So Chase, what do you got on this one, buddy?
It was kind of cool to see, I guess, a lot of people that are fans of Joshua Van, which is cool because like a lot of people don't have a lot of buzz for 125. I'll tell you right now, I'm not on the bandwagon. I think he's good. I think he's got some stuff that's really good. But there's a lot of big holes, and he had the perfect fight for almost like a good setup fight for him to build his career or build his name even more. I mean, obviously, like I said, he's got a lot more fans than what I even thought. That being said, those holes that he has against a better fighter, like when Ty had his back or in the mount like 7 times, brother, could you see Pantoja like not submitting him or getting that work and just finishing him right there? Like some of the stuff is a little like really green, and he's so heavy on that front foot. I know we talked about this off camera, and you have really high hopes and you think he's gonna fix a lot of this stuff. But it's just like we'll see exactly what happens. This is almost like people get those gimme fights in boxing or like those warm-up fights. It almost felt like it was almost like a warm-up fight. That if he lost, then he'd probably get bumped down a little bit. I think he'd still have some good wins and everything else. But, I guess he went through some adversity. But Taira needs to work on that grappling, man. Like, at least MMA grappling. His grappling, pretty good. Really good, actually. Good setups, everything else. But between the cornering and certain things that he was doing on the feet to set up the takedowns and everything else, it almost seemed like he was just a pure grappler. And that's partially his cornering's fault. Now, that being said, the people that interpret the fights or say like we get the Brazilian guy that always speaks upon it and then goes back and forth, or the guy that does Japanese voicing into it or anything like that. Yeah. Obviously, whatever. But from what I heard in the cornering, every time they're doing it, hey, you're doing a great job. Believe in yourself. That's not what he needs right now. He needs proper guidance. Hey, this ain't working. Let's get your head off the center line. Let's move a bit and then set up our takedowns there. I think he had, bad cornering, number one, unfortunately, and that's not me dissing his team or anything like that.
No, I agree.
I've had some bad, cornering advice myself that I gave people, and vice versa. I think some people gave me bad advice sometimes. But in this fight in particular, if that is exactly what his team said, that's not great. You kind of set your fighter up to just fight, and that's not what we want to do. And that's basically what I got off of it. There's not too much to say. Jay Van, he did a good job. I don't think he beats Pantoja if that's what we're seeing from him, especially on the ground. If Pantoja takes him down, he's submitting him. I'm sorry to tell everybody. I know he's got a lot of fans, and he's starting to build a career, and he's doing some really cool things, especially being a younger guy. And I hope he has a great career. But if we see that version of him, I don't think he beats him, unfortunately.
No, that's fair. That's a fair assessment. Pantoja is a completely different animal. Yeah. And if he didn't sub him from those spots, he would just be ground and pounding the heck out of him.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Pantoja would have been getting damage off in those situations. He wouldn't have been just laying there like Taira was.
Exactly. And that's what I kind of thought about it too.
No, I'm with you on that. Pantoja, it's going to be a tough fight. I can't wait to break that one down whenever it comes around, but because who knows? I mean, Pantoja might come out a little bit less aggressive, coming off that arm break. I doubt it, but
yeah.
All right. Featured bout. Chase, go ahead and take this one away. Alexander Volkov versus Waldo Cortez Acosta.
Cool. All right. Awesome. Basically, the biggest thing I've seen in this fight for myself is that Volkov still got it. I think he's still like one of the dark horses in heavyweight, and a lot of people count him out, right? He's obviously a little bit older, but you guys got to remember, not that some of you guys don't or anything else, but heavyweights, they usually don't peak until you see around like 38 through 42, where you're in like the peaking age, at least for heavyweights.
Later in their 30s.
Yeah, I think we talked about that before too, whereas the young, like 125, their peaking age is younger. Like you're going to see them peak out usually around 26 to 33 is usually where they peak, unless you got those weirdos like Elliott and stuff like that. But the heavyweights is usually on the later side. That's why you don't see a lot of younger heavyweights that are in like the top contenders here or contenders of the UFC and everything else.
Yep.
That Volkov looked great. great on the back foot, really calm, cool, collective, especially with a guy like Acosta, who's a very aggressive, heavy-footed striker. You see him get his hands off a lot of times, and even going back to looking at the total strikes, we got 54 to 88, and it was all about just range control and just certain strikes. Now, all these were significant strikes, and that kind of sucks for somebody like Volkov, who does not wear damage very well, right? He gets flicked. I bet you gets a nosebleed. So that was awful for the judging. I thought he had great range control, good leg attacks, obviously throwing a lot of kicks when he's coming through. And in the third round, he was really stabbing the gas tank. I think it was either the second or the third where he actually hurt Acosta with a body kick that stabbed to the body. I think he
rocked him with a jab too, like a straight punch.
Yeah, I seen that one in the highlight looking back, because I didn't notice it at first. I was like, oh, did he wobble?
Yeah, Acosta was trying to pretend like he was just like he wasn't hurt, like he was faking it. No, he was wobbled.
Yeah, that was the same thing with the body kick. I seen him like cover his belly more. I was like, oh, he might have actually caught him. And then going back into it, you see the big toe and everything else come up and really snap into the body. It's just some cool techniques. I actually like some of the stuff he was doing. I'm going to be practicing it on Monday because there's some certain things I do like that he does. I don't know. It was fun to watch, honestly. I always like Volkov. I think he got robbed. I've not this fight. Yeah, what was the fight?
Sirogan.
Was it? Okay, thank you. Sirogan. Yeah. I thought he beat him. But, I don't know. I thought this was a good fight. I thought it was a good win for him, and now it kind of puts him in the runnings again. Maybe fight the guy who wins against Pereira and Gon, or he fights the loser. Maybe they run it like that. I honestly think they're going to probably run Aspinall versus the winner of those, and then maybe have Volkov as the next guy, unless Volkov gets bored and wants to take a fight. But that's basically all I got about it, Ray. What do you got?
Yeah, if you have it, what's Volkov ranked?
Let me see.
Hold on. Is he in the top 5?
Yeah, he was ranked number. I thought he was ranked number.
I think he is
4. Is he 5?
He's
okay.
Right, yeah, he's right around there.
Okay, yeah, because it's not coming up from what I can tell, but I thought he was either 4 or 5.
Okay. Anyway, no, Volkov, he handled the range beautifully in this fight. And before I go on, I just want to thank everyone who's been in the chat. Really, really appreciate it. I know we're kind of slow rolling here on the main card, but we're gonna zip through the prelims and then get on to the next card. But this was a good main card, so we're gonna take our time and really give it the time that it deserves. So Volkov versus Costa here. I had Costa as my underdog block of the week.
Okay.
So this was a rough loss for round 3, but it was deserved. I mean, Volkov, you look at the numbers. I mean, he did it by tearing him down from the waist down. Right, body shots, 23 of them, leg shots, 43 of them. So I mean, that's really what won this fight. I thought it was all leg kicks, but seeing the body work makes me feel a little bit better about the loss.
Yeah,
because he did it right. I mean, he kept him at range, and he got Costa to the point where he was it the second round chase where Costa was like a toddler standing in the middle of the octagon screaming, "Come on, come on!"
Exactly.
And that's where Volkov was probably like, "Gotcha." When you got someone acting like that, like you already know, just keep doing what you're doing. You don't need to engage in no fight. You're already winning.
Yep.
Like let him scream and throw a temper tantrum on the outside. Keep picking him apart. So, and that's exactly what Volkov did. He didn't oblige to no fight and get in the pocket and start throwing, because he would have gotten knocked out just like he did against Derek Lewis. And that's what they were kind of, the commentary mentioned that, and it seemed like it was kind of going that way. It almost looked exactly like the Derek Lewis fight in certain situations. I was like, oh my gosh, is this going to happen again? Because I don't know if anyone in the chat doesn't know, Volkov lost to Derek Lewis, like 6 or 7 years ago.
Yeah.
In the last 5 seconds of the fight, after he dominated the entire fight, Derek Lewis caught him and knocked him out. And it looked like Costa was about to do the same exact thing. So, but he didn't. So awesome win for Volkov. Yeah, handled the range great. Used that range a lot better than I expected. I thought Costa was going to be able to get inside. I thought he was going to have the speed.
Yeah.
Not even close. Not even close. Volkov had the speed, the range, the accuracy, everything. I mean, you see it here. I mean, it's great performance by Volkov. So yeah, I would like to see him in the title picture. But you know what? I'm gonna one more second, Chase.
Yeah.
I have never heard Volkov talk more than a few words until that post-fight press conference. That explains why they have not pushed this guy. He cannot speak a lick of English, man. He could not understand a word he was saying. He was sounding like Arnold Schwarzenegger with marbles in his mouth. Like I didn't. I mean, me and my wife were looking. My wife was like, I don't know what he's saying, and he was going on and on and on and on, and I'm like, dude, what? Like that. So that's as much as people may not like it. That's a lot of it, man. What you can do on the mic. When you're that weak on the mic, like you're gonna have a hard time. It's not all about what you do in the cage,
right?
You know, you got to talk yourself into fight sometimes, and that guy really can't talk. So
no,
unfortunately, but that's the last thing I wanted to touch on there because I had never really heard him put sentences together in English. I was kind of shocked. I mean, they should probably get him a translator next time, you know, until he kind of gets his English a little bit up to speed, if that's what he chooses to do.
Right.
All right, here we are, Chase. Sean Brady, Joaquin Buckley. We were talking about this one before we went live here. What do you got on this, man?
Oh, man. Y'all must have forgot, bro. Sean Brady's a dog. He never lost back-to-back fights either. I mean, obviously, we seen it first with Bilal Muhammad, and then also, who did he lose after that? Obviously, his last loss, where he lost to
Morales. But I think he beat, didn't he beat Leon Edwards in between there? He fought Leon Edwards.
So he fought Bilal, then he fought Leon, I think.
Yeah, and he beat the brakes off Leon.
Yes, he did. I don't know, man. This is the other thing, and like, not that our fans, because I think our fans are pretty intelligent, but some of the casuals that watch this, did everybody forget that like Buckley got smoked by Usman before that? Like exactly the same way. Like you started really seeing the desperation in the second round and in the third, especially, where he would jump in, like both feet leaving the ground in the air, trying to jump for that three. And like all Sean had to do was he would just drop down the center. As soon as he dropped down the center, he would start shooting the double. Now, I think a few things that would personally, benefit Buckley or Sean in particular is their mic skills. They're good at saying certain things. I like how they're both on podcasts and, they're really good at talking. But the bigger thing is you got to show a bit more in these fights. Like, do something when you're in that side control or you're working at that half guard, right? You see Sean always trying to set up that Kimura to the guillotine setup, which is great. He's good at it. That's how he finished Leon Edwards. But it would be nice to have him touch, especially when you're against a guy like Buckley, who doesn't have too much jiu-jitsu defense. You can start hitting a bit more, and then you're going to get that finish now because you opened him up, right? You didn't see him trying to open up Buckley a lot because maybe he was afraid he was going to push off or he wanted to win so bad. And like we talked about, he doesn't like those back-to-back losses. But it's just like some things you would like to just see him open up a bit more, especially because he is that good. Like at 170, he's probably one of my favorites, if I'm being honest with you guys. JDM obviously lost last week. That was one of my other favorites. Pratis looked amazing. Not to go into that fight, obviously, because it already passed. But Sean's still a dark horse in this division. I think he's still really, really good. And obviously another 170 pounder that is in the mix for these title runs. And 170 right now is becoming the new 155, like how 155 was the very deadly division for years. We got a lot of those guys that are like seniors in high school and they're about to graduate out. But you got a lot of fresh faces at 170, and it's getting pretty exciting, at least from what I see. What about you, Ray? What you got on this?
I'm right there with everything you said, man. I was on Sean Brady all week, and this is why I like to just not listen to anybody, because I was this close to flipping to Buckley, so close, and I'm like, no, you can't fix what his problems were in less than a year. Right. I just don't think you can. Especially like you said, especially going to someone like Sean Brady. And a lot of people were saying, "Oh, you really think that Sean Brady has the same grappling as Usman, and Usman's so much bigger?" And I'm just like, have you guys not watched Sean Brady fight?
Yeah.
I mean, this guy he is strong as an ox. He's probably stronger than Kamaru Usman. Honestly, I mean, Kamaru Usman probably, I don't know. I think Sean Brady would probably beat Kamaru Usman.
I agree.
Right now, for sure. I think he would even beat like an Usman from 3-4 years, like right when he lost the belt. Right when he lost the belt to Leon, he would beat that version of Usman. Absolutely. I fully wholeheartedly believe that. 12. You see this 12 minutes control time for Sean Brady. Yeah. So that means Buckley 12 minutes and 9 seconds. So Buckley had less than 3 minutes to try to make something happen on this fight. It's crazy when you break it down like that. And when you look, I want to say it was the third round, Chase. Help me out here if you can.
Yeah.
Where Sean gets the takedown, and you saw Buckley almost he was like, he did like one of those numbers, you know what I mean? Like and you're like that right there. I was like, yeah, it's over, man. Like that's it. You ain't, he just kind of like, he was like, man, again, you know what I mean? It was kind of one of those reactions, and that's never what you want in fighting. And he did that a couple times against Usman too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he gets really down on himself, and it's hard not to when you only land 5 significant strikes in a fight, right?
Right, exactly, yeah.
So that's tough. This is a very, very tough loss for Buckley, because there's a lot of factors, right?
Right.
He hasn't fought in almost a year.
Mm-hmm.
He loses the same way he did a year ago. He went and trained with the guy who beat him to try to shore up these gaps, right? Did not matter. Didn't work. Only lands 5 significant strikes. I mean, so where does Buckley go? I mean, you lose dominantly like this. This was, and Sean Brady was the favorite at the beginning of the week. Buckley got bet down so hard that he was like a 2-1 favorite by the time the fight started. So Buckley went from the underdog at the beginning of the week, like a plus 148 underdog, all the way to like a -2 something favorite. So I don't know if you saw the interview or clip, but Sean was saying, he's like, yeah, I got a call from the UFC when I was getting worked on by my strength coach, and they asked me if everything was okay. And he's like, he said he doesn't look at lines and this and that. He's like, I didn't know, which I doubt it, you know. But he was sitting there, he's like, all my team knew, but they didn't want to say anything to me because they didn't want it to get in my head and blah blah blah. He's like, it doesn't matter if I was a plus 1,000 this and that. He's like, I was focused and motivated and ready. But I have a hard time believing that a lot of these fighters don't pay attention to the odds. I just do.
Yeah, bro.
There's so many. It's like that's all that this fighting is based around. Almost is the money, right? Yeah. And that's all that they talk about. And I wish they would lay off it a bit. Is the odds and poly market and this and that. Just let the fights play out, man. Because that's what people talk about being fixed so much, because you guys talk about the sports book nonstop while the fights are going on.
Correct.
So of course people are going to think it's fixed, and it's all about the money, right?
Oh yeah.
But that's neither here nor there. I don't want to get too much into that.
Yeah.
Great performance by Sean Brady. I mean, like you said, it's kind of like y'all must have forgot performance, because I'm blown away. I wasn't shocked at the line being close when he was the favorite and Buckley was a slight underdog.
Yeah.
But when it flipped, I'm just like, and everyone's, Buckley's a lock. Buckley's the lock. I'm like, where are you guys seeing that?
I think
I did not understand it at all. And it seems like you and I are both on the same page with that. So
yeah. I think.
Yeah, I mean, Sean Brady landed a lot of like Donkey Kong, as Joe Rogan was calling it. Donkey Kong kind of just punches like that. I mean, no power, just kind of playing the bongos almost on Buckley. It was crazy, man. To see the control and just the comfortability Sean Brady had on top, while Buckley was just so helpless underneath. It's impressive. You don't see it a lot at this level. You really don't. Not in top 10 fights. You don't see domination like that.
Well, one thing I want to touch on before we jump to the next one, it's going to take me like 30 seconds. The one thing I want like everybody to think about, and this is something me and you talk about a lot off camera, is the UFC pushes a lot of people too, which is part of the problem. Like, when did you see them talk about Sean Brady at all? It was everything about Joaquin Buckley. You've seen them posting him like a lot on the UFC's social media, and also like Joaquin Buckley was acting like he didn't lose his last fight. He was talking like he won everything and he's on the way up and everything else, and that's the way he was getting portrayed. Like he was here to beat Sean, and then he was going to be the next guy. And that was kind of weird, I thought. And I think I mentioned this to you like maybe a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. I was like, bro, didn't he lose his last fight? But they're acting like he just beat a world champion. You lost, bro, and you lost kind of like badly, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. But not to keep on touching on it, but like if you guys want, go check that out. Like I think it's pretty funny like how the UFC was kind of pushing him. And personally, I thought it was kind of weird. I was like, am I like in the Twilight Zone? I don't know.
Yeah. My wife cannot stand Buckley. She hates Buckley. I don't know. Like the second she saw him on the screen, she came. She's like, "Oh, this guy." Like she's like, she just does not. I was like, "What's wrong with Buckley?" She's like, "I don't know." She's like, "His face just bothers me." Just so, she's just not a Buckley person. It's funny. And just to touch before we go on one more time, not to harp too much on this fight, but the mic skills we talked about a little bit. I would like to see Sean Brady just be a little bit more. Just who cares what people are saying online, man?
Yeah.
Like that whole interview was like, F you, F y'all, F you haters. Like, dude, are you in high school? Like, why? Like, you're a grown man in the UFC, professional fighter, just want to fight.
Yeah.
Relish it. Who cares about what these idiots are? Like, social media is not real. Okay, apparently it's real to you because you're bringing it up right now. You know what I mean? I get people comment on my stuff all the time and my pics and say I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm talking about and all these pictures are gonna. Who cares? You're giving me engagement. Think about it like that. Like we talked about in the Profit Pit, right? When I talked about your fight with Gage Young.
Yeah.
And then the guy who commented, and he got his ass beaten, blah blah blah, this and that, and then tagged the time that I was talking about your fight. You know what I mean? Like he did nothing but help us. So that's how Sean Brady needs to take it. Like that's not, dude. They're just promoting you, man. They're just promoting you.
Exactly. I think that partially has to do with and we're gonna go right into this a little bit. I'm sorry, I know we're talking about this a lot. Well, let's just go into the mental too. I just want something, that people that don't fight or they do sports or whatever, if they don't do it, this is something to think about. When somebody first loses and everything, there's a lot of that ego. And I think that's partially the problem with some of these fighters. You see the ego come out and then they can't get over certain things, or they can't absorb losses and they can't grow from it. And that's something that you see people like they lose and they never come back. That's almost like a perfect example. That person, they're a little bit cracked up here a bit too, but what's his name? Tony Ferguson. Same thing kind of happened to him. He didn't address a lot of his problems, and you just see him going lost, almost going into the next person that we're talking about, which is we got King, Bobby Green, and then we got also Stevens, which Stevens was on that 8-fight loss going into this fight last night. And I think that's a perfect example, is we talk about somebody who just never accepted the losses, and you even hear him talking. And that's partially has to do with the team that he's a part of. And Dominic Cruz is very good at like visualizing, getting himself in good positions, absorbing that, hey, I lost or certain stuff like that and whatever else. But it just seemed like he had a really bad camp going into this one. I'm gonna let you kind of take off with this one, Ray, because I think you got a lot to say about Jay and this fight in particular.
To a point, King Green. I had King Green winning this fight.
Yeah.
But I was saying all week long, I could not believe that he was a 3-1 favorite, and it kept getting wider. I was like, okay, people are gonna bet down Jeremy Stevens. He's heavy-handed. He's almost a plus 300 underdog. That people are gonna smash that down. This line will probably even out a bit, maybe come down to no, man. King Green went from like a minus 330. I think he was close to like a minus 400 by the time this fight started, and and he proved it. He proved that it was right. That line was right. I didn't see it before the fight, but man, Bobby Green is still lightning fast. This guy, I mean, hands down. I mean, he fights the same way every time, and that's what I love about Bobby Green. Some people they'll have that slick hands down style, right? And then they fight someone who can crack, and then here they are, right? Yeah. But no, not Bobby Green, man. Every single fight, this guy hands down, running his mouth like he's in a street fight. And that really throws people off completely. Whether it's this guy, the tall guy from Mexico, who he beat in Mexico City last time out. I forget that guy's name. Zellhuber, Daniel Zellhuber. Yep. Where he was a huge underdog. He was my underdog lock of the week. That week was Bobby Green was actually at like a plus 380. He was, and he got the knockout, I think, in the first or second round of that fight. Yeah. And it was the same thing. He did the same exact thing in this fight. Yeah. Hands low. Kind of, he's feints very well to get reactions out of people, and then when people throw big because his head's exposed, right? You think you can hit him. He slips punches so well and gets out the way and counters beautifully, man. Some of the best counters in the game, King Green has. I mean, his straight punches are just so accurate, and he throws them from his back pocket. It's crazy. They come from nowhere, and they're just right on the button every single time. Love watching Bobby Green fight. King Green, sorry. But Jeremy Stevens. I mean, I feel like he tried. Yeah. But he was there and this is kind of a paycheck fight. They got him on the main card. I think this was just a 1-fight deal, unless you know otherwise, Chase. But I'm pretty sure I heard this was just a one-off. But yeah, I mean, it only landed another one. So 5 significant strikes. Is that 2 fights in a row? Yeah, 2 fights in a row where one of the gosh, man, where one person in the fight only landed 5. That's crazy domination. And this one was on the feet, right, for the most part. But then Bobby, as you saw, he got his 1 takedown, and then he finished it from there. And I actually do listen to a show called Bookie Beatdown. These 2 guys named Paul and Cody. Yeah. And this Paul guy, he's kind of goofy and a little bit kind of all over the place, and he's just one of those guys. But he called King Green by sub. He's like, it's very live. Jeremy Stevens has only been boxing and this and that. So he cut it. And I was like, maybe, King Green, I think he subbed Tony Ferguson too. Actually, Bobby Green did. But I'm like, he has submissions, but I was like, I don't know about that one. I think this one kind of goes the distance. Nope, he got the first round submission. Yes, that's very impressive by King Green. What did you see here, Chase?
I mean, it was kind of like standard King Green, and Stevens looked like he didn't want to be in there. I was gonna ask you because I wasn't sure if you knew why, because I didn't do super research on this. Why did he miss weight? Did they say why? He was like 5 pounds off, Jeremy.
I don't. I think he just didn't care.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I kind of thought, but I didn't want to assume or say one or the other, especially if
Yeah, he probably just figured, let me go in with a little extra weight. Maybe I'll have a little extra pop in my hands. That's what a lot of fighters do. They miss weight intentionally when they know they're a little bit outmatched. If they're big underdogs, it's wouldn't say it's common, but it happens. I don't know, once every 2-3 months, someone kind of misses weight a lot, and then they're a big underdog, and it's like, okay, so they're just trying to give themselves the most advantage possible, you know.
Right, and that would make
That's
sense.
how I see it.
Especially when you got a fight like this, where like Jeremy, excuse me, especially when you got a guy like Jeremy who kind of was going in there to lose, unfortunately, and that's the way he kind of almost looked. That's what I got out of it. Unfortunately, we did see the fight play out like that. It just wasn't even entertaining. It looked like a guy that wasn't supposed to be there and a guy that was ready to fight and like show out. Because before this, we had seen the Zellhuber fight, and then didn't he beat Grant Dawson right before that as well?
I don't know. I think he actually had a couple.
Let me look.
No. There was an up and comer he beat right before. So now he's on a 3-fight win streak. Yeah, right before he beat Zellhuber, he beat. Gosh,
he beat Gibson.
I don't know if you have the record.
He beat Lance Gibson.
Is that who it was?
Yeah, in December.
Okay, yeah, I do remember that fight. I remember. Okay, I guess because cornrows. Yeah, it was Lance Gibson. Okay. Yeah, so that win aged well because Lance Gibson just, I mean, he did he flatline Chase Hooper?
Yeah.
Or I don't know if he subbed him or beat him. Well, neither here nor there. We'll move on from this fight, Chase. We're almost 40 minutes in already.
Cool.
Ateba Gautier versus Ozzy Diaz. Did you watch this one, Chase?
Yes, I did. I watched all of them except for
the first couple, right?
Yeah, the first.
What did you see here?
I mean, for me, I don't know much about Diaz. I knew Gautier, whatever his name is, the Cameroonian guy, the really big one that's a monster lately. I don't know. I think he's doing good, right? But like, it seems like he's kind of the more like harder competition he is. He's kind of like petering out, going down. He's got crazy power, but like, I guess we'll see when he gets in the real like competition of it. Because Diaz actually was winning, I thought, going into that knockout.
He wasn't doing bad,
but I don't know. I thought I had him like he. Let me reload my page so I can see exactly what it was on strikes and everything else. But I thought he was winning when I was first watching it. Everything else going into it, I thought he had more control and everything. But I don't know. I might have been wrong. Yeah, it looks like total strikes 8 out of 22, and then significant strikes were 6. But it just looked like he was keeping a better pace. I don't know. It doesn't. Maybe I was watching the wrong fight. I gotta go back and watch that then again. Because I was watching it, but it seemed like he had more. Maybe they're padding with. I don't know.
No, I mean he was throwing. He just wasn't. He wasn't throwing a lot. He was right in Gautier's face though.
Yeah.
Basically the whole fight, and I think Gautier needs to get a new striking coach.
Yeah.
Because they said it. Let's say at his last fight, he doesn't throw left hooks at all. He doesn't throw his left hand that well. And that's going to be a problem as you move up. You know, you got to be able to kind of close people down from moving away from your power, right? And that's usually with your opposite hand. So, I mean, there's numerous times where he could have caught Diaz with a clean left hook, and he just didn't. He just can't throw it. You see him throw his left hand; he's just not comfortable doing it. So, I mean, good win. You know, solid win. I want to say, he gets a knockout. It was a nice little 1-2 he caught him with too when he put him down, but. Yeah, I wasn't that impressed by Gautier in this performance. I won't lie to you.
Neither was I.
So we'll move on. Okay, Joel Alvarez versus Yaroslav Amosov. I was on Alvarez in this fight, and I was definitely wrong. He looked very unsure and timid from the start. He did come out in the second round, though, and he was piecing him up. I'll give him that. Alvarez, it looked like he found his range, and I was like, all right, here we go. I got an underdog pick. He's about to come through for me. And then right when I was thinking that, he got taken down and subbed insta sub. It was crazy. He went from like getting back into the fight to instantly losing within a second. It's just so funny how fighting works. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So that's really what I saw here. What'd you see on this one, Chase?
This is my guy. Amosov is my guy. Like, I've been making bets on this dude ever since he started in Bellator. This is like one of my favorite fighters, like, in existence. So when he got picked up for the UFC, I was losing my mind. I was telling everybody like I was a preacher in the pulpit. Like,
Have you trained with him or met him before?
no, I wish. I mean, I really would like to pick his brain about some certain strikes and techniques. And a lot of people like mess with me after they know him. They're like, "Man, you guys look similar." And obviously, it's the Swedish bloodline and everything else. He's from, like, from Sweden. I always laughed at like we look similar, but that's my guy, bro. The way he throws certain techniques, like he was the one beating all the Russians when the Russians were killing everybody in Bellator.
Yeah.
And this is he's just a different animal. I think his striking used to be a little bit worse when he was in Bellator, but just like how we talk about those different promotions, everything else, it's almost like he built himself up. And that being said, I think he's the one that could be having the belt probably within the next 2-3 fights. I think he's got a couple tough fights with the bigger guys. He has a little bit of difficulty because he's usually outsized. He's tall, he's very lanky, and he's got some of the best technique. But when it comes to guys with a little bit of size, I think that's where he has a little bit of difficulty. But what makes up for it is his explosiveness, his wrestling technique, and the way he can find submissions. I think his striking's okay. It's decent, and you can see it probably shake off a bit, especially coming from Bellator to here. He's good everywhere, but he's almost like you remember Phil Davis?
Oh yeah.
Very similar to his style, but like better grappling and better submissions, I would say. But on the feet, it's very, very similar. And the way he sets up his wrestling, like the single legs, going from the chain wrestling, stuff like that, it really reminds me of a really kind of more technical Phil Davis.
That's fair. Yeah, like glue, man. This guy, yeah, once he got a hold of Alvarez here, what do you see with the 6 for 11, and a lot of that was like mat return. You know what I mean? Like he had like a hold of him. Like it was just it's boa constrictor, man. Yeah, he's gonna be exciting to watch. He's in his 30s, right? His early 30s. So this is kind of like it's now for him, like right now.
Yeah, I think
for the UFC. I know he's had like a successful career outside of the UFC, but as far as like his UFC career, yeah, I think you do see him number one contender fight within the next year, for sure.
Yeah. He's
see that.
32, by the way, Ray.
32. Yeah, I thought I saw that. Okay, on to the next fight. This is one that, oh goodness, Grant Dawson, Mateusz Rebecki. I had Grant Dawson in this fight. I think I was texting you a little bit right before this fight started, actually, because we started off so bad, and in the fight right after this, we'll get to Jim Miller got me, but so I was like, man, I just wasn't feeling great because Rebecki he's really good underdog this week.
Mm-hmm.
And as you saw, I mean, he almost completely decapitated Grant Dawson with that right. I mean, Dawson's chin like touched his shoulder. You know what I mean? He got hit so hard, like, and his head snapped around. So I could not believe that he didn't just go out. The fact that Grant Dawson recovered from that, some heart, man. That's an absolute heart. But like the commentary kind of mentioned, which I was confused. Rebecki had him rocked, and then what do you do, Chase? He started grappling him against the cage. Just for completely not even trying to get him down, really, just holding him around his waist, head on his back, just hanging out there. Like, dude, you just had him on ice skates. What are you doing? Finish the fight. So yeah, that was crazy to watch. And then you got to help me out because Grant said something about some genie rear naked choke. Because that choke, I don't know if you saw the rear naked choke. It looked like he let it go, like he lost it.
So he was trying to do. Remember how I was telling you? I think not last week, the week prior, because obviously I wasn't on last week's. Remember I was talking about that Rotolo lock? He was trying to go for the Rotolotine, and that's where he had the arm underneath, and he still had their arm, and he was trying to squeeze that. It's just you can't do it on a guy that's got traps like that, bro. Like,
but at the very end though, he had the choke in, right? And then he said something about like it's across the front of the neck or something. I'm not a grappler like you, man.
I'll have to go back and watch it again because I didn't hear his interview. Because like once he won that, I was like, all right, let me turn off commentary because they were like glazing him. And personally, I thought the fight wasn't going the greatest for him. I don't think it was like
he looked terrible outside of the grappling exchanges. He looked terrible, wild on the feet, like jumping in the air randomly and like high school level fighting. Honestly, so like his striking, it was very bad. Very, very bad. Grant Dawson's striking was terrible, in my opinion. So I'm with you on that.
because I like his grappling. His grappling's really good. Like I have a teammate that trains with him out at American Top Team, and he cornered him
Okay.
in this fight. Nico is a good friend of mine that he corners. Great grappling. It's just his striking. That's something that
So
maybe
bad.
yeah. It's just like maybe through experience it'll get a little bit better. But right now it's kind of a hole. I hope he does get better because like I was always a fan of him, and then I kind of fell off once he lost like that to King Green just because of the way he handled it and the way he was going into it. It was like, this is somebody I look up to. I like him a lot. This, that, and the other. He got a little too friendly with them, and then it showed in the fight.
Yeah, and then after, yeah, it's funny you didn't listen to the post interview speech. He went into a Bible study session, and we obviously met at church way back in the day. So I'm Christian as well, but there's a time and place for it, right? And it was funny because he went on for a good like 45 seconds, like the only way to get into heaven is accept Jesus as your savior. That's the only way. They're going on and on, and Joe Rogan's like, all right, back to the fight. Like he kind of let him get his piece up, and he's like, all right, man, come on. So yeah, good win for Grant Dawson. Yeah, absolutely sloppy on the feet, and Rebecki, very, very questionable game plan. Very, very questionable. On to the next fight here, Jim Miller, Jared Gordon. I had Jared Gordon as one of my most confident picks of the week. I will never pick this guy to win again. He is not good. Not anymore. I mean, he had a little run there, but I'll never back this guy after what I saw the other day. I can't. I don't understand it, Chase. I mean, this guy, it's like he forgot how to throw punches. Like, am I wrong on this? Like, did that look like the Jared Gordon who fought like Moises?
No,
I know he got hit by a car before his last fight or whatever, but and even against Bobby Green, like the back and forth wars, Patty, like this is not the Jared Gordon that I know. I was so confused watching this fight. Hats off to Jim Miller, but I think it's just more of like a decline on Jared Gordon's part than a great performance by Jim Miller. Jim Miller still looks fast. He looked like Jim Miller. I mean, honestly, and I even said in my underdog value show, so I'm taking Jared Gordon. Jim Miller needs to retire. He's too old. This is all the stuff I was saying. Put the little old man emoji on his over his face, right? I did the whole nine, and he burned me. Yeah. But I said Jim Miller by submission is not a bad play. I mean, he has sneaky submissions. That's what I said this past Tuesday. So even though I got the pick wrong, I called the result. So feel kind of okay about that. What did you see here, Chase?
I see that the old man emoji is a curse for you, and you need to quit doing that.
You know what? Benny Dariush, I put it on him last week, and he didn't get me. So I was kind of thinking the same thing. And I was like, no, Benny didn't get me, so I think I'm okay.
All right, but besides that, I mean, I think Jim looked good. He hit his signature move. He's got the WWE finish. For a guy that hasn't done anything like a year, same thing as me, unfortunately, through backouts and everything else, he still got the ball rolling and everything else, fighting Lyme disease and the stuff with his kid and everything else. I think he's got a lot going on. But the craziest part to me, like, not the fight finish and everything else, Jared didn't look that great. Like, I think there's some stuff that was going on maybe in camp or anything else. He just didn't look like the normal Jared, like you just said. Maybe there's that fight with Rocha or whatever his name is, the one that's a part of Swanson's camp. Maybe
he just fought. Yeah. Goodness.
Something like that. I forget his name.
Yeah, he just fought your boy, right? Hernandez.
Yeah.
I forget. Yeah. Rafa something. Garcia.
Yep, Rafa Garcia. So like maybe something happened during that fight. It changed him as a fighter between the car accident and that. I don't know. But he definitely doesn't look like the fighter that gave Patty a beatdown, and then got robbed. So I don't know. The one thing that I think is the craziest part about the fight is he signed a 5-fight extension contract, Jim Miller. I don't know about that, bro. Like, that's kind of craziness to me. So I don't know if they're just trying to keep him as a property or if they're actually trying to get those fights for him. But either way, I guess good for him. Best of luck to him with the stuff he's got going on with his kid and, that Lyme disease.
Yeah. He needs the money.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I will just say, I mean, you figure 5 more fights. That's really, I mean, if they pace it right, that's like the end of next year. He could fight 2 more times this year, then he fights 3 times next year. You know what I mean?
At 42? You think he's going to have 5 fights at 42 in a year?
I think he wants to. I know he was saying he wanted to get to 60 fights. He's 1 fight away from that now.
Okay. So, I see him having.
I don't know. That's yeah. I mean, I'm with you on that. I just, with what he's got going on, the stuff he's come out and said. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of money, man.
Yeah.
He's got so much medical stuff, like with his kids, and kind of has to fight, you know. And I hope the UFC's taking care of him like backdoor wise too, but
Yeah.
or under the table, I should say as well. But who knows? On to the next fight here, and this is what you said you didn't see this fight, right?
I did. This is the last fight I seen.
Okay, all right. We'll stop here. Then we'll blast through and just talk about results. But what did you see in this one, Chase?
I was like, I don't think the commentators knew exactly who Kopylov was. Like, I'm being honest, and this is where kind of I wanted to turn off the commentary because it was kind of getting annoying. Joe Rogan, DC, and
they were very annoying last night.
Dude, like they didn't know anything about Kopylov, and I don't know. It was kind of annoying because they kept saying, yeah, his boxing's slick. He's a great boxer. He's this, that, and a boxer. Blah, blah, blah. Boxing. Brother, the first time I heard of Kopylov is through him being a world champion kickboxer. Like, he's a kickboxer, bro. He's a kicker. Like, all of his stuff, he says he might box a bit here and there, but it's all of his kicks. And I was like, as soon as I heard him come and talking about that, the documentary I watched on him, and there's a really good person who runs documentaries. I'll remember, so I do talk about him next time because I don't want to, bring up somebody's stuff without giving him the credit for it. But great documentary and everything else, broke it down. He went to a school like Zabit did for kickboxing and karate. What are we talking about? He's a boxer, bro. Like, he literally kickboxer. He's a kicker. That's what he does, bro. And then he sets up some stuff for his hands. Like, not to make like nitpicky or anything else, but it just sounds like they were talking just to talk. Like,
no, the commentary, man, dude, DC drives me nuts. He's not good on the commentary. I prefer Paul Felder, and Dominic Cruz.
And I
prefer them on the commentary. They're much more well spoken. They know the fighters more. They're more connected. DC and Joe Rogan are living the celebrity life. You know what I mean? Like they're yes, exactly. They're just talking heads out there. Like they're not, it's sad to see DC go down that road because he was such like a dominant fighter in his day and a great fighter, very, very educated Olympic wrestler. So to see him sound the way he does in the commentary is just baffling sometimes because he does sound so just uneducated in certain areas.
Right.
And Joe Rogan just sounds disconnected at this point. He's just not around enough anymore. It's really all it comes down to him. So I did not watch this fight. So do you have anything else on it or no?
I thought Tulio, I think it's how you pronounce his name. Like I said, guys, if you watch this long enough, if you've been here since day one, I can't pronounce people's names. It is what it is, bro. Sorry. Either way, Kopylov, he looked okay. I thought Tulio was actually going to get it done. And then all of a sudden, Kopylov just started cracking him. Like, he started tearing him up. I've watched Tulio fight a few times. I thought he was going to be the next up-and-comer at middleweight.
Yeah, I like Tulio a lot.
Yeah. I think he still got some stuff that he can do. It's just Kopylov just caught him clean. Like a few shots that he was hitting on the outside. Was keeping good pace. But at one point, he had Tulio really rocked and could have finished it. Same thing. Got really big into the grappling. It's like, what are we doing, brother? You had the boy rocked. And it's like, now you're giving him a chance to fight back. And then he started really rocking him in the round right after. Because it was like at the end of the round when he rocked him and then going into the second and then immediately started grabbing him, saved his life basically. So I don't know. It was like one of those fights where it's like you knew he was going to win kind of going into it. But I think Tulio still got a good career coming up. But he got outsmarted and got outwitted this fight. And then also he had his wife in his corner, which I think is also a fighter as well for the UFC. And maybe, he needs to figure out his camp and stuff like that. But he wasn't getting the best advice in certain situations. It just wasn't a lot of advice. It was like, hey, get in the middle and crack down. It's like, brother, he needs like pure advice. Like, hey, now it's not working. We need to go out there and get a finish and fight. And that's what he started doing in the third, just fighting. And you didn't see a lot of that going into it. But that's basically all I got for Ray. It wasn't nothing super crazy. You've seen Kopylov being Kopylov, fighting on the outside, really tapping shots and hitting the cleaner shots, basically.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, we'll move on here we'll just kind of zip down here. Pat Sabatini gets the decision win. This is one I heard it was just a lot of crotch sniffing, dry humping, 3 for 20 on takedowns. So that kind of tells the story there. Hats off to Pat Sabatini. Suzakayev versus Jordan Santos. Yeah, Suzakayev was one of the biggest favorites on the card, and you wouldn't have been able to tell from what I heard on the listen along. Yeah. He was just playing around in that first round, and it sounded like he lost the first round from what I was listening to. And in the second round, he came around and started putting combinations together, straightening his punches up, and started respecting his opponent a little bit more. Yeah. And that's when he started finding success. And you see he gets the rear naked choke with just under a minute left to go in the fight.
Okay.
So hats off to Chimaev, but he seems like he has some stuff to clean up.
Okay.
Clayton Carpenter, Jose Ochoa. Ochoa dominated from the very beginning. It's a wonder that Carpenter stayed in the fight from what I was listening to. You see 153 significant strikes in less than 15 minutes. That's wild.
That's crazy.
Yeah, absolutely dominant performance by Ochoa. I had Carpenter in this fight. I was completely wrong. This is why I didn't do a ton of research on early prelim fights, so you know how that goes. But that is UFC 328. I'm Rayfield Garrett. Down below me, I should say, is Chase Militia Keebler. We are going to move on now, Chase, to UFC Vegas 117. Okay. So we got Arnold Allen. Sorry, folks. Let me get this off the screen. Arnold Allen, Mel Costa. Open this back up. What do you got here, Chase?
I love Arnold Allen. I just wish he wasn't fighting Costa, if I'm being honest. Because
you say that again?
I love Allen. I think he's a really good fighter. I don't think he gets a fair enough shake from a lot of people. I don't think he beats Costa, unfortunately. And I'm not the biggest Costa fan. I think he's really good, especially what he did to a few of his opponents. And who did he beat last? I want to say it was Josh Elliott, but I'm not 100% sure.
No, you're talking about Costa?
Yeah, that's where he did a spinning back.
He beat 50K, Dan Ige.
Yep, that's right. He did the jumping spinning back kick, and then he beat Rosa.
Yeah.
I remember that. All right. So he beat him. I think he beats Allen. I really do. And that's just my pick on that. And I love Allen. It's just what I see from Costa right now with that long range, really heavy kicks. And he looks like a 55-pounder, and he's cutting weight very well right now. I don't know, man. I just think he's got it. Now, that being said, if Allen gets him to the ground, Allen wins, period. I think Allen's just too slick on the ground. I think he's very dominant, knows how to ground and pound, especially when he gets to those positions. And we haven't seen Costa too much on his back. If it's on the feet, though, and it stays on the feet, everybody should go and immediately do the bets as soon as they see how that fight's starting in the first, minute and a half. Because then I think that's going to tell the whole fight. If Costa can keep that range in the first minute and a half, I think he does the whole fight, and then Allen's not going to get it to the ground.
I see it a bit differently. I see Allen as more of the striker and Costa as more of the grappler here.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a little bit opposite, to be real with you, Chase. I think Arnold Allen needs to keep it on the feet and try to land his shots and stay safe. Costa's good. I mean, but he's really he's like a slick grappler. I know he caught Ige in his last fight, but that's just how I'm saying. I got to dig more into tape on this one. You know, I really don't have an early lean on this one. I'm not like a huge fan of either one of these guys. I don't have a problem with either one as well. I don't know a ton about Mel Costa. I've seen him fight a handful of times, so it's going to be interesting to tape him this week. And Arnold Allen, I've been watching him for quite a while now. I remember his fight against Max Holloway. That was a big turning point in his career. That was a really big fight for him. He ended up losing it, but that was kind of like the peak of his career. And ever since then, he's kind of had a hard time getting a win streak together, because I want to say that was, I don't know, do you have Allen's record in front of you or no?
Yeah, he lost to what's his face last, the guy who barks a lot.
Yeah, right. But before that, so go back to,
he beat Giga Gigante.
Right, but before the Max Holloway fight, how many wins in a row did he have?
Oh shit, I gotta pull it up. 1 second. Oh, dude, 12. Jeez.
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I was right. It is 12. Dang.
Yeah. So that's and that's he's had a hard time. And since then, what's the longest win streak he's been on?
1. After he beat Giga. Yeah, so it's only been 1.
Yeah, so he's been trading wins and losses since that Max fight.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of it for him. I feel like that did a lot. And I feel like he took a long time after that Max fight too.
Yeah, he did, because he didn't fight. They were talking about that for a while, I think, going into the Silva fight.
Yeah, and between he hasn't been that active ever since that Max fight. That took a lot out of him mentally, I feel like. You know, when you win that for that many years and that many fights in a row, when you lose, that throws you off, man. That throws you off. All right, help me out here with Choi. Can you pull up Choi's record for me?
Yeah, 16-4. Let me see.
And tell me.
Oh, wow. He beat Nate Landwehr, and then he beat
Yes.
Alargo?
Was Nate Landwehr's last fight?
Yeah, that was December 7th, 2024. I think
I
he
was
went.
gonna say that was a while. I knew I was gonna say that was over a year ago. Yes. Okay. Damn. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I think he had to do his military service.
Yeah. Yeah. Yep. But okay. Yeah. Because he'd come back from then. He had to go back again. Maybe. Yeah. I didn't even think about that. Because yeah, his whole career has been kind of in shambles because of that. Him having to go and serve like that. God bless him and hats off to him for doing that. But yeah, he hasn't had much of a UFC career. And it's funny, just a quick story about that Nate Landwehr fight. I was watching that fight at the movie theater with my wife.
Mm-hmm.
And, because the movie theaters, I think they still do, which there's no point now because you have to pay $25 to get in. And it's free on Paramount. And I paid $100 for the whole year on Paramount. So just watch it there. But it's nice to get that movie theater experience for any of you who do like the big screen or have never done it before. It's worth at least going one time for a big card. My wife and I have gone, gosh, probably a dozen times to watch fights at the theaters. It's awesome. But the card who headlined that card? If you, I know I'm acting like you're my producer over here, but I'm sorry, Chase. But if you could pull up who headlined that card, that'd be cool too. Because I'm just trying to remember who the headline of that card was. But there was a guy in the theater going on, and Nate Landwehr's gonna kill this Korean guy. He's not gonna lose no one from China. Like just being all racist and saying all kinds of ignorant stuff. And it was just so funny watching the fight play out because Choi was piecing Landwehr up the entire fight, and this guy just was getting quieter and quieter and quieter as the fight went. It's just great. So, not to harp too much on that one. Yeah, Choi versus DeSantos. Do you have anything on this fight, Chase, between these two gentlemen?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't. And then that main card, the one you were talking about, because I did look it up. It was it was Pantoja versus Acosta. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. Pantoja did him dirty, knocked him out in the first round, right? Yeah.
Yeah, this good one. I don't know too much. I mean, I know a lot of people like Doho Choi. Santos, I don't know anything about. I'm going to be honest with you. I know he missed weight his last fight because I'm looking at it right now currently, but I don't know anything about it. If I'm going to be straight with you, I don't want to talk about it if I don't know him too much.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. You can just kind of look at the numbers and see here. I mean, Choi's going to keep this thing on the feet, and it looks like DeSantos is probably going to try to grapple. They both have a high significant strikes per minute rate, but I think I like Choi in this fight. He's got the size. He's going to have the striking.
Okay.
Here we go. Malcolm Wellmaker.
Sweet.
Is it? I don't know the first name, and then Diaz. I'm trying to remember this Diaz guy. I feel like I've seen him fight before.
He was on.
Was he?
I'm pretty sure he just was on Contender Series.
Okay.
Yeah. He won by KO against Kwan Won Lee or Eel.
All right, it's gonna be interesting. Wellmaker, is he coming off that loss?
Yeah. The construction worker, whatever his name was.
Yes.
Shoot, let me look it up. Just on this guy's page. Let me look up.
Yes, that's interesting. Now they got him going against a 15-1 guy.
That's what I was thinking. And the guy's pretty good. He's only fought like the Contender Series, but he lost to Ewing. Yeah, Ewing.
Yeah, Ethan Ewing. Yes, Ewing. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I don't even know how to go in this fight. I don't know anything about this Diaz guy. I want Wellmaker to win. That'd be nice, but get back on track.
I think it's a big, not a big age gap. It's like 4-year difference, too, between them. Diaz is a little bit younger. I think it's going to be experience. I think Wellmaker gets it done just because he's been here before. He's just got a little bit more experience just from down on paper. I don't know a lot about this Diaz guy. I'm going to have to go and watch this fight, but that's just my opinion on it. The next one I would know a little bit more, but this fight I'm not too sure. I would like Wellmaker to win personally. That's just a personal, thing, but I just like his style. He's a cool guy.
Oh yeah, Bukauskas and Bellato. This should be a good fight. Yeah.
I want Bellato to lose, if I'm being honest with you.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah, some of the stuff he does is really weird. It's not the greatest. He's kind of ugly with the striking, and then that fight where he got kicked, and then died.
Getting knocked out.
Yeah, and then his last fight was really weird too. I remember, like it wasn't.
There's still people who believe that was real.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, there's people who think that like he was so out of it that he just didn't even know where he was at. He was so out of it that he looked right at the ref and then laid down like he was out. You know what I mean? Come on, like what are you like? They're like he didn't know where he was at. He didn't know what was going. Look at his eyes. Look at him just deadpan staring at the ref before he falls. Like, yeah, man, he knew exactly what was going on. The man didn't want to be in the fight no more.
I think the first podcast we did together actually was with with him on the card. It was the Navajo Sterling where he lost to him.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you are right on that. Yeah.
Yeah, and then
but no, Bukowskis, he lost his last fight, right?
no,
Yeah.
Bukowskis, yeah, he might have. Let me go look, because
He looked really he looked lethargic. He wasn't throwing a lot, if I remember right.
Because he was not undefeated. He was going on a 5-fight winning streak going into that fight too. Because after he lost to Khalil Roundtree by epic knee stomp, he was winning, and then
that was him. Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that was dirty, man. Gosh.
He lost to he lost to Krylov.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm remembering that now. I guess, yeah.
Because I was bummed because I was watching it with my girl. And that was not good.
Yeah, and Krylov looked all sloppy in that fight today. That wasn't a good fight. That wasn't a great fight. All right, we're gonna move on here, Chase.
Yep, sounds good.
Timmy Kawumba versus Sopai. I know I've watched these guys fight. I'm gonna have to do some tape and refresh my memory though. What do you got on this one?
Neither of them. I don't know anything about either person, if I'm being honest.
We're gonna move right on down then. Jeremiah Wells versus Nicholas Dalby. This will definitely be a scrap.
Okay. Oh yeah, Wells is the really short. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yep. Oh gosh, I want to say did he fight
looking it up.
This tall, light skinned guy with braids, and he lost.
Griffith
actually just fought recently.
Max Griffin.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. He lost.
He lost to him, right?
Split decision.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought he won that fight. Was that his last fight?
No, he won his last fight to. Oh goodness, Themba Gorimbo.
Oh, Themba Gorimbo. Yeah, that's the Rocks guy.
Oh, that's the one. The Rocks guy. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
Yeah, he just lost a couple weeks ago, actually, again.
Yeah.
Themba Gorimbo. Jeez. Okay, yeah, but Nicholas Dalby, he's got the I don't know if you know that's how he breathes.
Yeah. Yep.
He's got that style of it, and I guess it works for him. But I actually tried doing that on the treadmill one day because I'm like, I wonder if this actually works. No, man, I was dying. I don't know how that guy breathes like that.
You're like, dude, I can't breathe.
Yeah, he literally fills both of his cheeks with air, and he's just constantly like blowing. It's weird. It's I guess it's what they talk about all the time in the commentary. That's how he controls his. I don't even. Yeah, just his breath control. That's his breath control, I guess. I don't know. It's very, very odd though. But do you have anything else on this one or no?
Not really. Should be just a decent fight. I think it could go either way by just knowing both of them from their fights. I don't pay attention to those two enough to really say much, but it could be either way. That one's like a 50-50 if you ask me.
Yeah, Dalby's really aggressive. He comes out high, and so is Wells. I mean, they're going to come and throw hands. I see this fight ending in a knockout. I can tell you that much right now. I don't think this fight goes the distance.
Okay.
So on here, Tuco Tokos versus. Is this Iwo?
It might be.
Iwo Arslan. Wasn't it Iwo versus Ebo a while ago?
Ivan. This is Ivan. Ivan fought Jimmy Crute, and he lost to Jimmy. Ooh, he lost a lot, bro. He lost to Jimmy Crute. He lost to Navajo Sterling. He lost to Kutilaba.
Oh, it was Kutilaba. That was the fight I'm thinking of. Okay.
Yeah, he lost 3 fights in a row. September, May, and then September again.
Jeez. Okay. So this is kind of chopping block, and they're giving him Tuco. Tokos isn't a bum. He's not the best though.
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know much about either one.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember Tuco's last fight. He got served to somebody, and he got finished up real quick.
I'm gonna be honest.
Umar Sai.
Yeah, let me see. That's what I'm going to look up right now. He beat Junior Tafa his last fight, and then he lost
Yeah.
he lost to Navajo Sterling on the Covington card. Is this like
Hello, Sonia Tisset, 6791. Hello, how are you? Thank you for stopping in. Sorry to cut you off there, Chase.
no, you're good.
I appreciate everybody who's been in and out of the chat. We're a little over an hour in. We're going to be wrapping up within the next 5-10 minutes or so. So, Chase, no, there was a grappler in there. Was it Umar Sy who he lost to?
Yeah, but that was like May, and then in December he lost to Navajo. Not to get off track.
I just remember. Was that May of last year or a couple years ago?
May of 2024.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, because I remember it was a long time ago. Because Umar Sy has kind of fallen off since then, but he was the up and comer at that point, right?
Yes.
Very dominant grappler, and Sy took Tokos down. And I remember him. He's so cocky, and Tokos gets taken down. He's talking to his corner, like as he's getting taken down, like. He's not strong. We got this, and then he got subbed like within 30 seconds after that. It was just so weird. I'm like, dude, focus on the fight, man. Like, what are we doing?
What a bum. Yeah, because when he beat Junior Tafa, that's where he subbed Junior Tafa, and then he like pushed him after the fight, and it got really weird.
Yeah. I mean, the Tafa brothers though, they're I mean, whatever. They're
not jerks, to get off.
You know what I mean?
Subject though, but every time I'm looking at this card, like every 205 pounder like that they have on this fight card is like lost to Navajo Sterling. Like, I didn't even know about this guy until we started the podcast, to be honest, and you told me about him. And then once you told me about him, like, I was watching him, obviously, because he was fighting. But, like, it's like every single 205 pounder on this card has lost to Navajo Sterling. It's super weird.
Yeah.
Looking at the list, I'm like, oh, there's Navajo Sterling. Like, you can probably watch this back and, like, take a shot every time I said Navajo Sterling beat somebody else.
Trey Ogden, and I forget this last name, but this Gant guy.
Yeah.
Chase, do you know who this Gant guy is?
I've trained with him. He's from North Carolina.
Oh, you have?
Yeah. He's really nice.
Okay, that's really interesting. Yeah, I'm so excited to see this guy fight just because. Help me out. If you can go back in his record.
Yeah.
Within the past couple of years, this guy fought like. Just help me out. You'll see it. Whatever year it is, he fought so many times in 1 year.
Yeah, he fought. Let me look on the big screen or the full record. It was 2024 where he fought like.
Count them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times in 2024.
9 times. 9 times in a year. And he was in his 30s still. He's 33 now. So I mean, he was no spring chicken doing this. I mean, this is really impressive. So and this is his UFC debut, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so man.
Yeah,
faded picture. That's exactly what that means. The little silhouette. That always means. That usually means either short notice or UFC debut. Right. Most of the time, debut. But yeah, Trey Ogden's good. Trey Ogden's a really, really smart fighter. I want to say he's like yourself, Chase. He's a coach. He's a coach at a gym somewhere.
Oh,
I know that's a big thing. They always talk about that. How he's a coach. He's always working with the kids, you know. But 18-7 record kind of speaks for itself. Going against whatever, I'm gonna call him. He's a young up and comer. I mean, shoot, whatever, 33, 11-0. He's a young up and comer. I'm gonna call him that. I mean, so going against this guy, I think this is Gant's fight to lose. I think the UFC is trying to set him up for a nice UFC debut. No UFC fights. Where does this 10 takedowns per 15 minutes at? What, he doesn't have one fight contender series, anything?
Contender series. He won. We did a watch party for him. Because he was training at a gym that I was a part of.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's so cool. That's why I was super excited to talk about this guy with you because you guys are around the same age and
he's great.
Like, I don't know. I just kind of had a feeling. So it's funny that you know him because I was really like, I was waiting for this fight because that was really impressive with how many fights he had in 2024. So I hope your boy gets the win, man. You've like
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've done MMA rounds with him. I've trained with him, like legit trained with him. So this was like last year. He was at Elevate, the gym that I was training at for a while, and we did like a month together before either his title fight or something like that. I don't remember. But then right after that, he got the call from DC to go to his camp. But yeah, he was like one of the main training partners I had with my other friend Jake before we started going to they established Arrow, and then it was. Like me, him, Jake. There was a few guys that got to work together. I'm gonna be honest, his wrestling is insane. Like in the open, he took me down a few times, and we were banging, like grappling exchanges back and forth. His striking's pretty good too, but his grappling's in next level. Like his striking, you know, had a little bit more fair shake, but his grappling, his takedowns are insane. Now, if it's pure jiu-jitsu, I had a little bit more luck, but his wrestling, out of the world. It's insane. Like it's all secondary action. If I was gonna actually like train to fight with him, he's really good. Like stupid.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna have the size here. He's a little bit of the. I mean, I'm assuming he will. He has the reach. They're both 5'11", but I feel like he's probably gonna just have the bigger frame.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, this is crazy. This sub. Yeah. So he's a pure grappler. These numbers are a bit skewed because he only has one fight in the UFC, but he's obviously a 5 submission attempts for 15 minutes. So he's a ground guy. He's okay. He's a grappling specialist. And it makes sense that you guys train together because you guys size up pretty well. You're what, 6 foot, Chase? 6'1"?
Yeah. 6 foot.
And he's 5'11", 155. I'm sure he probably walks around 180-ish, right? So
he was a little bit smaller. I was gonna be honest. Like this is when I was first getting to like the smart 170, where I'm like at 192 and a little bit bigger. When I was doing this, like just at 170, like I just got done with the Aaron Smith fight and stuff like that, and I was a little bit bigger. I was still bigger than him. So I think he sits around 173, 174, unless he got bigger. I don't know because I haven't seen him in a minute. But he's a little bit thinner frame, tall, but he's got like that really like good thinner frame.
So you're on the Gant side in this, huh?
Yeah, he's my boy. I would like to get him.
So let me see here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I was trying. Okay, I guess that's probably prelims. I was gonna see. I was like, they give him the main card spot, but they might have given him. This might be like the prelim closer. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I'd have to. I'm gonna have to look at the card later once we get off. We'll take a peek. Well,
okay.
Yeah, we're about an hour and 15 in.
Yeah,
we'll blow through this.
There's
We'll
only like 2 more. I really even got anything on. If I'm being honest, I was scrolling a bit while we were talking.
Okay, no, that's cool. Ketlin Vieira versus Cavalcanti. I've always liked Ketlin Vieira. I don't like the way she's fighting later on in her career. Okay. And I don't think this is a great matchup for her. I got to tape Cavalcanti a little bit, but just looking at these numbers.
Okay.
I don't like it. Do you have anything on this one, Chase, or no?
Brother, you're asking me about 2 girls?
I had to at least be formal about it. I had to at least be formal. All right, here goes your boy.
Actually, it's funny. I'm making a joke, but the one girls on the bottom, I do know. But these girls, I don't know anything about, bro.
Okay. This will be a scrap. Cody Brundage and Petrowski. I think I might like Cody Brundage in this fight, man. I hate saying that. But Petrowski's just so unreliable, and he's low volume, and his striking is just so suspect. And Brundage is aggressive in that first round, man.
I know. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I think Cody might actually get this one done because Petrowski, like you said, he's just on that weird like up and down streak, and like he's been on that down streak. And I actually like him as a fighter. Like I've watched his last win. And then he just kept on losing. I'm like, man, this kind of sucks because I was a fan of his and his fighting style. Yeah, I don't know. I think Cody can get it done. You know, in the five words I said to him while I was in the cage against his boy.
Yeah, because he was. And if you guys don't know, go look up. My buddy Chase down here below me. He is a pro fighter. Right now he's out of South Carolina, but he's from Michigan originally. Up here near the D with us, and he fought against Colin England last year. And Colin England is a fighter who has a couple fights in the UFC. And that was it February 1st last year, Chase?
February 29th or 28th, or February 28th or something like that. It was like the end of February. Yeah.
So last year in February, Chase fought Colin England, and Cody Brundage was in Colin England's corner. So that was really interesting. Just being in the crowd there when I was watching, I'm like, is that Cody Brundage? And then everyone at the table was like, yeah, that's Cody Brundage. It was really, really cool to see. But yeah, so that's a fight. Yeah, go back and watch that fight. Chase Keebler, Colin England, awesome fight. But yeah, this one, I don't like Petrowski in this matchup. I'm not a Petrowski guy. So anything else on this one, Chase?
No, probably Cody. I mean, I give it to Cody, dude. Now that you said this out loud, it's made me think about it. I've fought against so many UFC guys like corners, like like this. Like I need somebody that's like off the streets or something next, bro, for real. Because
I know you do get tough matchups. It's funny, and then it's like when this Hawaiian guy who I'm not saying he's probably a tough kid too,
Yeah.
but of course he pulls out.
Right. Yeah. And it's just like, brother, we got too many UFC guys. Like the first fight I had James Krause in this corner. The second fight I have Jamal Hill in that guy's corner. This fight, I got Cody Bredage in his corner. I'm like, bro, what are we doing here?
Yeah, that's crazy. All right. Ardeline versus I think it's Paula Viana, I think her name is.
Is that the girl that twerks all the time or something? That's
no.
Oh, she's the one with the pain tattoo on her chest. Naruto.
Okay.
Yeah. My bad. For my fans who know anime, what's up?
Yeah. So what did you got? You got some. You got. I don't have anything on this one. Do you?
Nope, not a thing.
Okay. Oh, Diaz versus Lou Gurul. Gurul is good. He just lost his last fight, but he fought well.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't know
anything about this Perez guy.
Okay. I was gonna say I don't know either about these guys, if I'm being honest.
We're gonna move on then. Here we go. Is it Shanna Bannon? Something like that, right?
Yeah.
Against Cagliari. What do you got, Chase?
At the bottom. Like, all right, so the UFC was big about this girl, and then her last fight was pretty bad. She got beat up pretty bad. Shannon, I was a fan of, but her style is like really awkward. She throws like a lot of side kicks to the face and stuff, but her last fight was not great. She lost by sub, but I think she got dropped before that and then got put in a arm bar. I'm pretty sure. I don't remember, but I know she got beat up pretty bad going into it. And then the fight before that, she was getting smoked, got dropped, and then found an arm bar against her opponent, which was sick. I thought it was super hype. She is a fun fighter to watch. She's got a cool way of talking too, very good on the mic. I would like to see her win because it'd be cool just for the girls' division and stuff like that. But personally, from her fighting style and stuff, I don't know who this other girl is, but she probably has a fighting chance. Unless they're trying to build Shannon again by just getting her a fight and keeping it under wraps so that way they can build her for the next one. That's what it kind of seems like for me. Yeah, the girl fighting is she's got two losses back to back. She got a KO and then she got a sub. That was her two losses, yeah. So I don't know.
I feel like now you were talking about Cagliari. Was that the one they were trying to pump up a lot?
No, Shannon Bannon.
Or Bannon.
Bannon. Okay. They're going to really push Bannon.
Yeah, they need some good female fighters in the UFC, man. There's not a ton of them, so
no.
There's really not. But that is it. Round 3 team. That is the preview for UFC Vegas 117.
Yep.
And that was the breakdown at the top for UFC 328. So now we are here at the end and we slow it down and we kind of, now this is the personal segment, everybody. Okay. So the last 5-10 minutes, Chase and I, we are going to talk about kind of our personal sports lives. I coach soccer at high school. He is an MMA coach, specifically jiu-jitsu, but overall MMA. And what gym are you at down there in South Carolina? Or is it North Carolina? I'm sorry.
Yeah, Greenville, North Carolina. I'm at Arrow MMA down here. My coach Evan, awesome dude, very super intelligent. Thankfully I hooked up with him. You know, and it's kind of like the same vibe like when I got back in Detroit. So thankfully my team, you know, they're on board with this coaching system that I'm working on right now. So I got a good fill in while we're doing things and getting stuff done here in North Carolina, thankfully. So yep, Arrow MMA is where I'm at right now. And then the gym that I coach at and stuff, and then I got some training partners there is Greenville Jiu-Jitsu. That's the other spot that I'm at currently. But my main gym where I'm getting coached and everything else is called Arrow MMA.
Awesome. Yeah, and I coach soccer at a local high school near me, and do girls and boys. Right now it's the girls season. Not going the best. Like I told you, Chase, I have one here who now you'll know we graduated a lot of seniors last year, so we're in a rebuilding year. Not going the best, but we got a nice core of girls who are dedicated and showing up, and that's all you really need, right? You just kind of build on that core moving into the next year. So as long as we can get like a solid 10 girls just to buy in,
yep,
and stay committed, that's all. You know, we can kind of build off of that. So that's really the goal. But Chase, what did you have for dinner?
Ooh, today was barbecue chicken. I ended up cooking some stuff on the grill. Um, then what else I have? I had like a nice romaine salad that I ended up making with it, and then now one of the guys I do personals with, he's doing my prep meals for the week, so I have to let you know how those are too. He used to be like a sous chef basically, so we worked out a deal that instead of him paying me, he'll cook me some meals, and then I'll have that throughout the week. So I'll have to let you know how that is too. I'm pretty excited for
Okay.
him. What
That's
about you,
sweet,
brother?
dude. I honestly, all I've had today, I had a chicken sandwich. So it's funny, we both had chicken, but I made a chicken sandwich at home upstairs actually. So wasn't too bad.
Okay.
Actually, I'm probably getting another little snack here, but before we go, Chase,
Yeah.
do you have anything else for the people?
No, I just want to tell everybody, I'm very glad and thankful for all the people that are watching, and listening to us, you know, very smart in certain ways and very not smart in other ways. And just listen to us goof off and have fun. And I'm
Yeah.
very happy that we got some people that are willing to listen to us just jabber sometimes about these fights and, just have a good time with us. Cause that's why I'm doing this. That's why I love talking to my friend Ray. You know, I wouldn't want to do a podcast with anybody else. If I'm being honest with you guys, like, I really enjoy jumping on here with you guys. And, I'm not trying to, boost my friend up and everything else, but I'm trying to give you guys a little bit of inside baseball. I love this guy. It's another media for me to just have fun, just talk to a friend that, I don't get enough time with. And I think, if you guys are out there just listening or watching, whatever you guys are doing, make sure you're reaching out to your friends. Make sure you're talking to them more than you are.
Yeah.
I think we're such in a social media space and we get so used to just, oh, my friend's doing this. I see this on Instagram and everything else, blah, blah, blah. Just shoot them a call. Talk to your friends here. There. I'll tell you guys, like it's a blessing to have friends that I can just call up and say, hey, what's going on? What you up to? This, that, and the other.
Yes.
And all trying to push and promote ourselves and trying to, achieve our dreams through one thing at a time. So I just want to tell you guys, thank you for listening and listen to just a couple of goofballs talk about some MMA.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. I'm not going to repeat everything you said. He covered it all. I mean, this is just the beginning. I mean, we've been doing this for, I think this is like our 8th or 9th episode. You know what I mean? So it's been like less than 2 months, and I feel like it's already rolling really smooth. I mean, we got a lot of traction. Like I said, I went on there on the profit pit a couple weeks ago. I made fortune teller notice the channel, so it's just, it's just keep rocking with us, guys. This isn't a gambling page. This isn't just an ego page. We're here just hanging out, talking fights. You know what I mean? I like to break down fights and dig into numbers. Chase likes to actually get in the cage and throw hands. So you get a perfect contrast. You know what I mean? So just keep rocking with us. And we will see you next time in round 3.